But the Seattle Seahawks have signed safety Julian Love to a contract extension. This is just coming down the wire, folks. A 3-year deal that can be worth up to $36 million. We do not know the exact details of this deal, so it is a little bit early to be reacting to this. And so we won't want to go too far head over heels on this one as far as to get into, oh, he's not worth that. We're back to paying safeties. The first money that always gets released out of these deals is always coming from who? The agent. The agent's telling the reporters, oh, here's how much money I got from my client. And that's, of course, so that he can have the other players throughout the league go, oh, why isn't my agent that guy? Why can't he give me that amount of money? But when you end up looking at the true parameters of the deal, it's not always down to what it might look like initially. Nonetheless, Julian Love has earned this contract. He came out last season and it started a little bit rough as he had to make a transition into a different type of defensive structure than the one that he played with in the Giants. But he came on strong as the year went along, including a game on prime time against the Philadelphia Eagles where he had 2 interceptions and 2 real earn-it interceptions. One where he's covering the guy down the field and able to blanket that guy, able to turn back for the ball, make a play on it. Another play where he's coming over as a safety help, and he jumps the route, jumps in front of the ball, high points the ball, gets his 2 feet down, inbounds before he does keep possession as well. And he had a couple other interceptions on the year. He also was pretty decent as a tackler and well graded by PFF all the way down the line. So a good player, a very useful player. As I've said throughout this offseason, this is a guy that could be in the sight line for the Seahawks to look at for a contract extension because of the fact that he is a pure fit to the Mike Macdonald scheme. This is a guy that has played free safety, strong safety, down in the slot. He's played a lot of man. He's played a lot of zone. He came from that Wink Martindale defense, which of course was an offshoot or is an offshoot of the Mike Macdonald defense, however you want to put it. So he's got the connections between those two aspects on this as well, to where it's just, you could almost make an argument in certain respects of past a guy like Witherspoon on the back end of that secondary. Julian Love is the second best player fit to this new defense of the guys you had in that whole secondary. I mean, just meaning the fit of their skill set and what they bring to the defense. I'm not talking about purely how great he is, though he did, of course, crack the top 100 here recently, as we've learned. And again, well learned on his part. A player that over his career you can see getting incrementally better. And that's always, to me, an example of a guy who's busting his tail and continuing to work hard as he's become a pro, continued to work hard as he's become a multi-millionaire. And so no reason to think that this guy's still a pretty young player, right around 28 years old right now. Still has a couple of very good years left in him. And the Seahawks needed to do something with the safety position when you looked at it, because Love was going into the final year of his deal. The Rashawn Jenkins deal that you signed, the free agent safety they brought in, is essentially a 2-year deal or a 1-year deal, and you can get out after 1 year. It is a 2-year deal, but you can get out after 1 year if you want to on that deal. So you want to get a little bit of probably more certainty in the secondary and not have to maybe be rebuilding it all in one go by next offseason if you didn't make this kind of move. Could this also be to free up a little bit of money? Potentially, it could be on that side of it. Hard to say with the 3-year, $36 million, because that's not, the 4th year is not stacked into that deal. How are you moving the money around to make that work exactly? We're just going to have to wait until we get the finer tuned details coming out from the front office and the media members at the time on it. But not a shocker as far as news go. And this is one that is a well-earned one on the part of Julian Love. He came in here and played really well for us after a little bit of a bumpy ride there at the start, a little bit of a trying to learn his way, going from a very much different defense to this one. But he's a good player. He'll help this secondary, and make no mistake about it, he will excel in Mike Macdonald's scheme because of how well he fits to what this scheme will require him or ask of him to do. Being, you need to do it all in this defense. We need you to be able to play every kind of coverage. You need to come around the box. You need to be able to play deep. And he's very comfortable in doing all those things, including, like I said, playing a lot of man coverage. He will come up and do that if you need to. No problemo at all. So I don't have any issues with this signing. I think it's a great signing. It's not big money. It's a 3-year deal. Is it going to make him a well-paid safety right now within this market? Yes. I would be highly suspicious, though, if he, on the bottom line of the numbers of the first 2 deals, of the numbers of the money that he's making in the first 2 years of those deals, if it's really some anywhere close to top of the market kind of true average per year cost. Let's put it that way. But we'll have to see on that part of it.